Dawson Rider Wiki.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here. Welcome to my review for Power Rangers Beast Morphers episode 17. I'm back at my desk for this review. I'll talk about that at the end with some questions about, or updates and questions about the background, but let's dive into the episode because a lot of you probably aren't here to hear about my background ideas. So episode 17, we took like what, 1-2 weeks off? They can't do that. I want to see Beast Morphers even extra early. You can't take a week off. So that's why there was no episode review last week. There was actually a handful of people asking about that when I put up the Geo review, but we took a week off. We look like we're still on track to air the finale in Australia right about the time we come back here in the US, which is kind of funny. But anyway, I thought this was another pretty solid episode. It was kind of one of those episodes where you have a main plot thing going on and then a sort of fillery plot going on, but I think they did a really good job again of sort of blending them together and sort of making it count. I feel like I would say that the fillery plot was a little bit more of the A plot, because the basic idea is we brought back Zoe's mom again, who's a reporter, and she's trying to get this scoop on like an actress that's coming into town in an interview, and it ends up falling through initially. And then in lieu of that, she winds up accidentally finding her hands on a recording of the Rangers morphing because like the monster attack, or Vargoyle attacks the conference or whatever's happening, and someone drops their camera and it records the Rangers morphing. So she's going to replace what she thought was going to be a good moment in her career with another good career moment, which is the tape of the Rangers morphing. She has to get it fixed first because the tape got fried and stuff like that. It went a little bit different than I thought it was going to. But I would say that's like the A plot that's going on, because the Rangers find out about it and they're trying to figure out how to not have their identities outed, which is a really weird situation because this is the first one that I can think of, unless I'm forgetting one, where it's a series where we have the Rangers as part of an official sort of government-like organization, but their identities are also secret. Because usually, like, Lightspeed was one where everyone knows it, SPD, everyone knew it as far as we knew, because they were police, you know, it didn't make a difference. And then, I think to a degree, Overdrive as well, they weren't like an official organization, but people knew who they were. So it's kind of weird. I think it's interesting. It still is kind of weird to me to have an official organization where the Rangers' identities are secret, and then they're walking around with Jay all the time like it's normal. So I don't know, but it was kind of an interesting take on it. And even though the actress that was in it wasn't really a huge focal point, like she was basically just there because of the reason that her mom wanted a different story, but even though she wasn't a huge focal point, the whole thing kind of reminded me a bit of the episode with Kira and her pop star friend from Dino Thunder. It almost would have been funny if it was the same lady, but I don't know. And it was funny because the whole bit was like, oh, she doesn't like being in the spotlight because she gets ambushed and the Rangers don't want to have that, and getting the mom to understand that. And it's like, oh, she's just a normal person that doesn't want to be bothered. And then later when Zoe interviews her, she's like, oh, I usually only work with professionals. I'm like, wow. That was kind of an interesting storyline. Like, there's some interesting aspects of the way the Rangers' identities work. It went different than I thought. Honestly, I thought what was going to happen was that the mom was going to see the tape and then cover it up and not tell Zoe that she knows, and then, you know, it'll be one of those things where we wait and she's like, I just wanted you to come and tell me yourself, sweetie. Sorry, I did the mom voice. So that's what I thought was gonna happen, because like at the beginning she was telling her assistant or whatever, no one watches the tape but me. Like he's not gonna watch it as soon as it's done. Come on, side. What ended up happening was weird in that Zoe decided to interview the pop star herself because she could reschedule the interview, and Zoe wanted to interview her and showcase like the detriments of fame so that her mom would understand. Like, I thought it was a bit of a weird, cheesy, a little bit of an unrealistic take, to be honest, because then the mom went on the air and destroyed the evidence, and the producer praised her for it. Like, in real life, she would have been fired. They would have gotten her someone that would have found out about all the Rangers, you know, info and everything. Like, it was a bit unrealistic. I almost would have preferred, even if it was cliche, if it went the other way, like I said, where the mom found out by watching it and then covered it up and either let Zoe know or let her know later or whatever. I think that would have been a little bit better and a little bit more believable, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It was a little bit weird. I mean, and the Rangers planned for that. They never even went to Grid Battle Force about it. That was kind of stupid on their part too. They should have just morphed went to talk to her and said, you know, if you let that tape release, we're gonna break your thumb. Should have done something like that, so that was kind of weird. But I thought it was pretty solid, and I liked they brought back Zoe's mom, a little bit consistency there. There's definitely some weird stuff with the identity bit. But then you have the main plot-ish stuff going on with Vargoyle displaying to the Rangers that he has their powers and has them copied, and a little bit of that competition between him and Blaze and Roxy, because Blaze and Roxy are trying to undermine him by showing their plans, and it turns out that Scrozzle had helped Vargoyle steal the plans so he could get a one-up on them. So rather than the Blaze versus Roxy thing, now we have them versus Vargoyle, which we set up a couple weeks back. Hashtag Team Roxy, you know how it is. So that was pretty neat. I liked that. I appreciate that this plot has been pretty steadily kept going. I think there might have been 1, maybe 2 weeks where it flew under the radar a little bit, but for the most part, I like that even in, whether it was a filler episode or more of a plot-heavy episode, this plot train of stealing the powers and the competition of Blaze and Roxy and all that has been seeded throughout pretty well, in my opinion. And I like that that's continuing here, because it was a little bit more, the filler plot was in the forefront, but this was still happening, and obviously is going to continue into the next few weeks heading into the finale, which I think is pretty neat. Ben and Betty kind of did some dumb antics that happened, and that I'm kind of hit or miss with them. Like, I still don't dislike them as much as Victor and Monty, but I still don't find that type of overly ridiculous slapstick humor to be that funny. So that's kind of a thing. But overall, I would say this is a very solid episode. I'd give it a 7. I was still entertained, even if I had a little bit of problems with the logic behind the news storyline. But I do appreciate some of the consistencies they have with that. And again, it doesn't feel like, even in the more filler-heavy episodes, that I've wasted my time. But I'm looking forward to getting into the next few weeks to the finale. And then we found out the description for the Halloween episode, which basically sounds like, if you're a Buffy fan, the season 2 episode where they think that they're their costumes, which is kind of funny. Real quick note here at the end for, regular viewers. If you don't remember, I used to film all my episode reviews and vloggies here. I switched over there into the kitchen room because the lighting in there was much better and I didn't have to have a bunch of lights on me, and the lights at night wouldn't work, but I got some better lights. I only have one on me now because it's daylight right now. But I kind of wanted to switch back here and try a couple different things just so the background's a little bit more interesting to look at than like a wall and a blank white surface. Don't worry, Ace will always be here. But just let me know what you guys think. I'm thinking of filming here for a while. I might try a couple different locations and just try to make it a little bit more visually appealing to look at instead of looking like I'm in a 5x10 cell, since I can actually do better lighting now. So I just wanted some input on that. I'll probably ask again in my 01 review just to get a little bit more coverage. But anyway, that's about it for this one. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And of course, don't forget to climb the steps and ring that bell so notifications for all my videos. Until next time, thanks guys. Dawson Ryder, signing out.